falsehood, you're faced with two options. You can accept it or you can reject it. The basis upon which we take one of these actions is a product of our critical thinking capabilities and a desire to know what is true instead of confirming our bias. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. On Brainstorm, we choose the hard truths over the comforting lies. Reason, compassion, skepticism. This is the Brainstorm Podcast.
Hi, and welcome to the Brainstorm Rec Table, the Brainstorm production that covers news and current events from the past month with a mind towards critical thinking and progressive values. I'm Cory, and my panel tonight are Angela.
Hello.
Rene.
Hello.
Destin.
I don't know if I have progressive values.
Maybe.
Can I stay?
Is it regressive?
Regressive values.
Aggressive values.
Aggressive values.
That's a
And
good
Lisa's
way
here
to
too.
describe. Hello.
And of course, the always amazing Dave doing sound.
Dave's not here, man.
I'm back. Destin's back.
I'm back, fuckers.
This is
It's like
Sorry, I had to do it
routine all over again.
some kind of
Yes.
strange deja vu. We are in Roman Empire
Deja
Studios
vu.
in Regina, Saskatchewan, and today is February 15th, 2019. If you want to contact us about the show, you can do that by emailing us at mail@brainstormblog.net. And if you want to support the show, then you can do that at patreon.com/brainstormpodcast.
You know, people could also like hire a plane to draw smoke signals in the sky if they wanted to communicate with us too.
That's true. They
Yeah.
could.
You should do that, people.
It would.
I haven't seen a good long banner
They'd also
behind a
have to
plane
text
in a
me
while.
that to look up, though.
Yeah.
But like if it was in Regina, we'd see it. Like brainstorm sucks, fuckers in the sky. Somebody would tell us.
Oh, we can
Somebody
do
at
that
work
with a
would.
drone if we get a proper drone
Yeah.
license.
Yeah.
But is that,
Just
is that
giving
an
our
available
listeners
service?
some ideas.
It might be. There's
Like-
a couple
like-
big cranes downtown that you could like drape something
That's true.
across.
That's true.
That would, yeah. There
well,
you go.
let's look into it.
I'm full of good ideas. Sorry,
Yes.
Cory, you were saying
No,
some
that's all right.
Interrupting Cory already. Perfect. It's like I never left.
Where's the derailment sound?
Just the normal. Yeah, I don't think we have sound effects anymore.
Well, we could, but we just don't. Yeah.
It's just.
I've been gone too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't needed them.
We haven't need the train wreck.
All right. So
So what's up?
the first story I have here
Yeah,
is
get with it.
from lawandcrime.com.
Oh.
The headline is New York convicted a white supremacist as a terrorist for the first time. And it's exactly what 2019 needs. And apparently, James Harris Jackson prowled the streets of New York for several days in search of black victims in order to start a race war. And he was convicted, that was in 2017, and he was convicted of actually terrorism this
A
year.
one-man race war. He's not going to win that.
Is that the same thing Liam Neeson was thinking of
Yeah.
doing?
That
That's
sounds
it.
similar, yeah.
Did he have a baseball bat?
Although who knows, he might have only killed one if he had found the right one.
That's right.
But yeah. So white supremacy is terrorism now.
Good.
Why is
I think it always has been.
Well, yeah, it always has been. But
they're always scared of a race war? And there's been, how many people have tried to trigger one, but it hasn't happened yet? I mean, Charles Manson, that was his whole thing, is he was wanting to start a race war.
And
Didn't
yet,
work very well.
So what was the thrust of the article?
well, the article is basically
Are they
She
saying
said
that-
thrust.
I did.
I was waiting for somebody.
You heard me.
somebody had to.
You heard me.
That's what she said.
It gives a little bit of background. The article gives a little bit of background about the situation with James. Well, what was his name? James Harris Jackson.
It's your story, man. You should know the name.
They're all my story. I just introduced them and we talk about them.
So in what way does 2019 need this?
Well, the problem is because anytime there's like a mass shooting, if they're white, they had mental issues. If they're anything other than white, then it's terrorism.
Right.
You know, this is the first time the guy was white and they didn't just say, well, it's a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Or if they were white, it didn't actually happen. It's just
It's just
fake news.
Fake news is conspiracy.
Yeah.
Drama actors.
Yeah.
A false flag.
False flag.
false
oh,
flag.
off Twitter.
So in a strange way, this is kind of bringing coverage of terrorism into the modern age.
Yeah. Now, the weird thing is it only because he used a sword instead of shooting somebody?
Well, yeah, it's possible if he'd blown them up or blown people up, or if he had shot them, it probably.
Yeah, then it'd be he was clearly disturbed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
right.
you have to have intent to swing a sword in downtown Manhattan. You have to plan that shit.
Jeez, eh?
So can they start designating other white supremacist terrorists now in the States?
That would sure be nice.
Is that going to happen?
To acknowledge that a bit more.
Or no?
I wonder if they're going to use this as precedent somehow.
I wonder if they're going to use it on the president somehow.
I could use a sword on the president.
Oh, that's going to get you in trouble.
They'll stop you with those ninja hands.
Those Photoshop ninja hands.
Yeah. All right. So what else do I got? I got Howard Schultz
Oh, God.
decided that he would explore the idea of running for president because
Explore.
apparently billionaires just think they're good at everything because they have a bunch of money.
They have no person to tell them no.
Yeah.
There's no dissenting opinion that's like, guy, maybe you should sit this one out.
Well, that's the thing is there's this weird, and it's been proven so well with Trump that, because you're successful at business, you'll be successful in government.
Right.
If you can only run the government like you can run the business.
No. To be fair, Trump wasn't successful at business, and he's not successful at government. So maybe Howard Schultz, who is successful at business, might be successful at government.
So he's going to spell everyone's name wrong.
Yeah.
And over roast his coffee beans?
Well, I mean, although to be fair, Trump is running the government a lot like he ran his business, poorly and corruptly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this weird connection of, well, they're successful there, so obviously they know what they're doing.
Right.
Hey, I'm all for one. I'm one definitely for having accessible government on every street corner downtown.
Accessible government?
Yeah, like Starbucks.
I mean, if there was,
Starbucks on every corner.
You'd have
government on every corner.
you have to explain the joke. It's not really.
It's not really funny.
They'd have polling stations in every Starbucks to poll you on issues.
Yeah, instead of free CDs, they give you rights or something.
Policy manuals.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, part of his argument was because, Starbucks did do kind of good things. Like they offered a lot of benefits for their employees when they weren't mandated to.
Right.
Which is fine, but he was kind of put his foot in his mouth too, though, because he didn't like being called a billionaire.
Well, yeah, that's right. And didn't he actually say he doesn't want to pay as much? He doesn't want to increase taxes on the rich, and that's why.
That's the other thing is he didn't really, as far as I understood, he didn't really give any policy ideas. He was just anti certain other policies.
Yeah. I just don't want taxes on me. So.
Bill Gates came out and said the opposite. He's like, yeah, we should up my taxes.
Well, so
did Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd vote for fucking Warren Buffett any day.
Yeah.
But he's so fucking old. No. So? He's going to die in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
You can't be president unless you're in your 70s or unless you're black.
It wasn't Bill Clinton in his 40s?
He wasn't really a president.
I think so.
He wasn't really a president.
What about Bush? He was young.
Carter must have been pretty young because Carter's only 90 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carter's
Destin,
still
you're fucking wrong. Let's find all the examples of presidents who were younger than fucking 70.
Welcome back, Destin.
Welcome back.
I was ready for this.
I only know so many presidents. I'm Canadian.
Although
what do you want from me?
you've seen the clips where they had the guy heckling him at Schultz at one of his things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was kind of funny.
What did they say?
I'm trying to remember what he said, but basically is like, way to go, you're going to get Trump fucking reelected.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what? I've clearly not learned my lesson, because what I think in my brain is I don't really give a fuck about this, because this idiot billionaire is never going to get elected to president. So I'm not even fucking wasting brain cells on this, because that's so stupid. But I apparently have not learned a lesson.
Yeah, 2020, I'm not putting any cards on the table. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Predictions.
No, there's absolutely nothing that's impossible now. So that's when it comes to elections. You just never know.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't you the one who's all like, no, they predicted that they said there's a 1/3 chance. That's a pretty good chance. You said this to me before.
Well, they did predict it.
Not you. I was talking to Destin. I would speak to you more politely, Dave.
Oh, okay.
I honestly thought it was going to be Bernie.
Really?
All right, well, let's just move on.
Surprisingly idealistic coming from you.
But a guy who's like,
hey, if you go back far enough, you will see like a year and a half before the elections, I was saying it'd be really great if somebody like Bernie Sanders would run for president.
All right, you told us all.
Running and winning is very different, though.
Agreed.
So how long till Cortez runs for president?
Not long enough.
But at this point, you're just splitting the left, such that the Republicans that are always going to vote along party lines, and the more you saturate the liberal candidate pool, there's going to be no cohesiveness.
It's
in
hard
the
to
liberal
say
party.
though, like because last time they only had the two, and it created such a rift in the Democratic voters that there was no fixing it. Right now, maybe they can banter back and forth a little bit over their candidates and be like,
well, see, the thing is, I was listening to them talk about this on, I think it was the Rachel Maddow's show, where they're saying how there's so many already wanting to run that you've actually got a choice of pretty decent candidates. And they were comparing it to last time when it was the Republicans running, and it was just such a shit show.
Like they're all so good, I don't know which one to choose.
Yeah,
whereas for the Republicans, it's like they're all so awful. I guess Trump.
Yeah, well, because they were
I'm going to pick the worst.
Because they were comparing how they're setting it up. The Democratic one for this year, they're looking at, or this go around, they're looking at, instead of, they're doing like two separate heats for the debates, whereas the Republicans, they had the main card and an undercard, and they almost basically the adults and the kids table, which was just terrible. Did not work at all.
Tom Brady 2020.
Oh God. No.
Fuck no.
That's exactly what he would say. Oh God.
Yeah, that is what he would say. But he's a Trumper anyway. So
Giselle would probably decorate the White House a little better.
Tom Brady's
Who's Giselle?
For Christmas.
Tom Brady's wife.
Tom Brady's wife.
He's going to
show
up.
a supermodel?
Yeah.
He's going to show up at the White House for those Big Macs.
I'm sure she's so beautiful.
He won the title.
His former lady was pretty beautiful too, Bridget Moynihan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you got a lot
Who
of
is this
money.
guy? Why does he get all these hot babes?
He's the quarterback.
Just kidding. Even I know who he is.
Okay, sorry.
I actually prefer the universe where you don't know who Tom Brady is.
Yeah.
I know. You know why I know who he is? Because I happened to be hungry during the Super Bowl and went to a pub and it was on, and it was before though because he was getting interviewed, and I was like, oh, that guy. They spoke about that guy on the radio. I didn't know who he was before now. That's a thing.
Do you find him attractive at all? Like conventionally, like just
okay. I wouldn't really find anybody wearing a MAGA hat attractive, so it's just not. It's not possible.
All I can think of is all those memes where they showed Tom Brady in his like suit and his big sunglasses and something along the lines of here's Tom Brady looking like a rich divorcee suing for his kids.
He's not bad. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know.
I can admit that he's an attractive man.
Strong jawline.
I don't like him.
He's not. Yeah,
Lots of rings.
Do you like him? Take it
I
easy.
don't like him.
No, I don't like him.
No, he's a D-bag. He's a total D-bag.
Is he? Okay. He seemed okay in the 5-second interview I saw, or whatever. He seemed like, he's like, I play football and we're going to win the football game and I don't really want to retire from the football. That's what he said.
Football, sports,
He's
sports,
a quarterback. He does talks about football. I was like, all right.
You know, he's an amazing athlete. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know, that game,
Well, this will bring it back to the Schultz thing. You know, Tom Brady, yeah, he's successful. So, yeah, let him run for president.
Let him
he
be
can
the
run
president.
things.
He's worth several $100 million.
There's a lot of fucking football players that have made it pretty good as realtors.
You know what? I would even argue, and this is terrible, I would argue that Tom Brady probably is still more qualified than Schultz. He has to lead a real team,
Right,
and make really difficult decisions.
Well,
on
I'm
the
sure he
fly.
makes business decisions like
Exactly
for
right.
Well,
like
he and
sponsorship.
Belichick
Let's face
are
facts. The
pretty
reality
tight.
is the bar is pretty low.
That's just
who
it.
could
That's
be
just
better than Trump?
At this point, I think my 7-year-old daughter could do a better job.
The thing I liked about this Super Bowl is it really seemed like both teams were playing
A game.
the game so that a game where whoever won got to go for lunch with the president.
They're like, I don't want to win.
Yeah, that's exactly how it seemed.
And then the halftime show was even shittier.
Because Adam Levine didn't want to go for lunch with the president.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he kept just taking his clothes off.
I know, he showed 2 nipples.
2 nips.
What?
And his weird tattoos.
Ever? I don't know. Why are you body shaming him? Jesus,
No,
Angela.
you know what? I'm mad because Janet showed her nip.
Men
and then
have
fucking
nipples, too.
Moonves blacklisted her and wrecked her
that's
career.
a long time ago.
And some guy
And
sued
Adam
the
Levine
fucking-
takes his shirt off and they're like, oh, ha, ha, pyrotechnics and Adam Levine's nipples.
As Chris Rock says,
Lady Gaga had to fucking
titty
rappel
on a
from the
Sunday
ceiling.
afternoon. Not a titty on the Sunday afternoon. And that's a 40-year-old titty at that. 20-year-old titty, that's community titty. 40-year-old titty, that's your man's titty. It goes on. It's hilarious, but you gotta watch it.
Oh, man.
There's a whole thing on it. It's very sexist, but
It's Chris Rock.
Yeah.
it's brilliant. It's brilliant anyways.
Okay.
Yes.
Sexism is okay if it's funny. That's less.
That is correct.
That's the lesson here.
That is correct, Destin.
I don't
Which is
know.
why you're never allowed to be sexist, because you're
Yeah.
never funny.
Yeah. I'm still not sure that's the right lesson here.
Shut up, Cory. You're not a woman. You don't know.
Anyway.
You entitled piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know you have everything handed to you, Cory.
Yeah, your whole life.
Yeah. The U.S. government shutdown ended and is in danger of, well, I guess now it's not going to start up
There's
again.
not going to be a shutdown, but yeah.
It's going to be a state of emergency.
Yeah.
There's going to be a presidential temper tantrum.
That's
But there
already
are,
happened.
Not gonna.
still people who didn't get paychecks and still didn't get paid for that time.
Can I
Of
ask a
course not.
question?
They're contractors and it's Trump.
No, I already got the piano. I'm not giving you money for it. It's already in my house. Fuck off.
Can I ask a question that's maybe, are there still children who haven't been reunited with their families? From
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd probably put that a little, but I mean, same sort of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But worse.
You just can't keep track of what he's doing anymore. There's just too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's not like you can like write down a children's parents' names when you take them away. Like, that's really hard.
What
dude.
I don't
It's really
understand-
fucking hard.
Pens are expensive.
What's your cell phone number? Oh, I don't. Can't be bothered.
What I don't understand is there have been so many movies about how to take out the president, and it's not being done.
But there's also so many movies about protecting the president. Like, he gets protected no matter what. Like, Channing Tatum will fucking find you.
Yeah, Channing
Right?
Tatum's not standing in the way of a bullet in Trump.
He does in White House.
Air Force One.
I feel like they have to win this in a different way.
Yeah,
though.
I'll totally go for a fist fight with Harrison Ford any day.
I'm
cool
not
with
even convinced that impeachment is going to actually achieve
They
anything.
can't impeach.
I think they need to elect him out.
Yeah, they have to. They have to vote him out.
Because
And
Mike
that'll
Pence
be the-
is going to be terrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, because I was going to say, like, if Donald Trump was dead, would the situation in the United States really be that much better?
No, you might actually
because all
have-
you do is okay. I mean, it's kind of funny to talk about it, but a serious tone is that's just going to martyr him.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's pickled and he eats nothing but cheeseburgers. He may do this to himself, but I still don't know that the universe is going to be better.
No.
He'll still blame the Mexicans after he's dead somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, somebody will.
Yeah, we're atheists. We don't believe in that shit. Get out. Cory agrees with me.
That's why I was gone
Cory
for 6 months. Seminary.
Yeah.
Or seminary.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
worry about like if he were to be killed, or if he were to die, or if even he was to be impeached. His supporters are not stable people.
Exactly.
So what is going to happen?
All the militias support him.
See, I've heard the argument that it's actually kind of a blessing that Trump was elected as a pressure valve release, right? For that population who was very angry. Because, I mean, before the election, as you will recall, Trump was already setting his populace up to protest and say, oh, it was rigged and blah, blah. You know, he was already saying, well, I may or may not accept the result of the election, right? So, I mean, if Hillary Clinton, who was like the most like, you know, what's establishment?
Capable?
But the most establishment candidate they possibly could have run, right? No, but yes, but for Trump's supporters who wanted something that was non-establishment, she was literally the opposite, right? So it may have just exacerbated this thing. We may, so that's the argument that made. Well, this is a pressure valve. Now that's over. If you get him pushed out by some other candidate, then you move on with life.
Right. I don't think that's a thing, though, because you're going to get if you get a really good Democratic leader, and suddenly the House is working properly, and stuff's getting done, they're just going to freak out even more that everybody stood in the way of Trump, and it's just
but if he gets defeated in an election fair and square,
No, that's not the problem. They're going to freak out because Trump's been mocked and laughed at and blockaded at every step because he's been breaking laws trying to get stuff done. Whereas a Democratic leader who actually knows the laws and knows the office would actually get things done and not be, shut down by the rest of the government as much. And I think that's...
I don't know. They impeded Barack Obama.
I was just thinking,
every fucking
Barack
step.
Obama probably hit quite a number of brick walls trying to get shit done.
Yeah, it really depends on how the Senate goes when the president changes, I guess.
Let's acknowledge that.
Let's hope when.
I know, but we all know
it's scary. There's a chance he's going to get in again.
It's incumbent presidents have
that he may
advantage.
Just not leave. There's
that's in the Constitution, though. He
doesn't care.
No, but he ignores norms, right? So the thing that everyone does because it's the right thing to do, and nobody ever bothered writing it down because you shouldn't have to. That shit he doesn't follow. But actual laws and Constitution,
because Tillerson said no, you can't do that because that's against the law.
But technically, that he's allowed to do that. But he has not yet been able to do something that is blatantly against the Constitution.
No, but there's probably things written in that he can take advantage of to stay in power.
No, it's pretty clearly in the Constitution.
Like a state of emergency. You can't have an election during a state of emergency.
I would be surprised if he's able to maneuver that. He's not actually smart.
No, that's
brazen.
true. That's true. He's not smart enough to really... I mean, even this state of emergency he's pulled off is going to be...
Yeah, this is for funding, which all funding has to go through through Congress. I'm not convinced that he can. I mean, it's written down that he can kind of do this, but I'm not convinced it's going to have the effect that he wants it to.
No, they're already threatening to sue him because he's already put his foot in his mouth about it. But
see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, so. Doesn't he only get so much discretionary spending for things like states of emergency and stuff?
I'm not sure exactly how it works.
Without having to go through Congress?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, I think we totally sidestepped.
Yeah, moving on.
Let's binge watch Designated Survivor to try to answer these questions. Got to be in there somewhere.
It's a good show.
Fucking love that show.
Fucking Kiefer Sutherland.
He's my hero. Jen thinks I have a total man crush on him because she's right.
I get this erection every time I watch the show. My wife thinks I'm totally into Kiefer Sutherland. I don't know why.
No homo.
This is really weird.
I've touched his hands before.
Shut up! I'm so jealous.
He's from Waverly.
His grandpa is, or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
You've touched his hand.
Like, in what context?
The way you said that.
I shook his hand.
He didn't say what he touched his hand
Oh,
with.
you could have said I shook his hand, but no, you went with I touched his hand. Like, I was just like, why did you say it that way, dude?
Because I thought it would help.
Like, you're sitting beside each other in a movie theater, and you just kind of reach over and gently brush his fingers, like, just softly.
Step one, get a box. Step two, put your junk in the box.
All right. This is escalating.
All right.
Everything escalates.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Derail.
We also have been experiencing a polar vortex.
The vortex.
And some places got pretty goddamn cold. And there was, like Chicago had, I think, 9 people die.
Holy shit.
Well, that's not good.
They had to set the rail lines
like a
on
Tuesday,
fire
though.
to keep warm enough for them to run the tracks.
That's
or
right.
run the trains.
They did.
Really?
I saw the pictures. They're kind of neat
The video
in a
was
weird
cool.
way.
All right, so I feel bad for people who live in a place that's not normally this cold. You know, I kind of feel exasperated with people here complaining about it because, like, we fucking live here.
No,
Do you know that if you go anywhere in the world and say, I live in Saskatchewan, let's say, oh, it's fucking cold there.
Yeah.
Because that's fucking true.
It could be worse. It could be Manitoba.
No. But you know what? I've lived here my whole life, and this is the coldest winter I've ever experienced.
No,
it is.
It was colder in Weyburn.
and that's
coldest in
statistically
100 years.
That's statistically true.
Or 80 years,
Not
I
just,
think.
That's not just my imagination.
feel like
Because
it's
in February, definitely.
Yeah.
February, because it's 3 weeks late.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's right.
I've had it be
Yeah.
minus 40
That's
for
what she
3 weeks
said?
in January.
Yeah, it's not the coldest
good.
winter ever. It's the coldest February ever.
I don't know. I don't really give a fuck what month it comes in.
Yeah.
It's
I
cold.
remember-
We live here. Whatever.
I remember in Weyburn, a guy I know, Mike Doyen, was pumping diesel. And
Is he related to Rene?
yes, it's his brother. And
They have the same last name. I picked that up.
That was a good
he wore
fucking
coveys
smart.
when he was pumping diesel, spilled some on him, and the diesel actually froze.
yeah,
His coverall solid.
that's got to be cold. Because diesel doesn't.
Yeah,
freeze.
with wind chill that night, it was like negative 52 or something stupid.
You know what
It was
gets me
gross.
is the city doesn't seem to know about physics. Okay, so salt water, so salt isn't froze. Salt water isn't frozen at 0 degrees, which is why in places like Ontario, it gets down to minus 10 or whatever, they put it down and it melts and all the grounds are
Right.
The ground is wet.
Yeah.
But salt water freezes at minus 17, which it gets to here a lot.
Yeah.
So what happens is it melts the snow, and then when it gets below minus 17, it freezes to a really nice ice rink everywhere, and then they're allergic to sand. Like I don't like it. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is a
Wonder
very
why.
Regina pastime that I'm doing right now, but it just oh my god.
Wonder why the streets are so shiny.
Yeah.
And we don't use salt, we use potash.
But I thought they use salt. I thought I'm seeing salt everywhere.
Potash.
Okay, is potash a type of salt?
Yes.
Well,
Although
Similar to.
I work with salt water, and
okay,
salt water with a high enough concentration of salt doesn't freeze.
excellent.
So,
But maybe a sprinkling
they
on a bit of
should-
snow doesn't do that.
Yeah, maybe they should
Or
use more
either
salt.
more salt, completely fuck the environment up, or maybe not at all.
Yeah, that's right.
One of the two.
Make it so nothing
commit
grows,
or not.
or
Yeah, commit. Yeah, shit or get off the pot. Right.
that's
Like,
right.
Do you have winter tires?
You fucking sold
You
me
don't-
my fucking winter tires, you
Yeah.
asshole.
Then just learn to use them and you'll be fine.
I am fine,
Okay,
but
then
like,
what's the problem?
But not
it's
everybody
still
else.
fucking
That's
icy.
their problem.
It's still
Well,
no,
it's
it's
also-
my fucking problem
it's
because
also our
I'm
problem.
fucking driving along and people don't fucking seem to understand that it's going to take them a little longer to brake, and they can't fucking drive up to a stop sign at 60 kilometers an hour and then brake at the last fucking second and expect to stop. They don't stop. They fucking slide into my fucking lane, assholes. Fuck off.
They do that if there's a
So
sprinkle
mad.
of snow on the ground. Like
No, they do that all
in
the time,
October.
but in summer they can stop quickly, and now they fucking can't. And like, seriously.
But it should be the same in summer and winter.
I'm so mad,
Drive
Angela!
at the same speeds in summer and in winter.
This would
And
all
if
be
you slow
solved
down,
with good public transportation.
That's true.
that's not going to happen.
End of.
that's
a good point.
Not as long as we have that.
I know it's not
the-
going to happen, but it would be solved by.
As long as we don't.
You're right.
As long as we have those
Damn right.
unionized taxi groups strangling the city, that's not going to happen.
That's not the problem.
Oh, that's a totally different story right now.
It's part of a problem.
That is a different story.
It's a problem.
But we
I'm
didn't-
not sure how that's connected to the polar vortex.
We didn't design our cities to properly transport people like around here anyway. So
this polar vortex does disprove global warming, right?
Completely.
Yes, totally. 100%.
According to the guy I opened the door for at the gym the other day, it does.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he say, "Oh, so much for global warming"?
Much for global warming.
Yeah, what was his name? Old Balls McGrumpy?
Yes, that's exactly what his name was.
Well, I was talking to this guy.
You slammed the door in his face. Sorry.
I can't believe that you opened the door and then he.
Well, and then
he climate denied
said,
you.
It's sure cold, and I said, "Yeah, it just doesn't want to let up." And he says, "Oh, so much for global warming."
And you say, actually, there's a difference between weather and climate.
Yeah, you start going on. Yeah.
Actually, I just went, ugh.
And we expect more extreme weather with global warming.
right
So this is
answer.
actually not inconsistent with global warming models.
That's right.
You should have
I
said
already
that, Cory.
told him what he should have done.
It's actually indicative.
Climate and weather's not the same thing, and then slam the door in his face.
Yeah. Or his balls.
You know what?
You could have managed
Stay out
it.
there.
You're a bird.
Yeah. I'm not letting you in here now.
Can we please get back on topic?
All right.
That was on topic.
That was on topic.
I'm just
Straight up
giving
on
that
topic.
polar
Next
vortex.
topic.
Polar
Measles
vortex.
outbreak in the Washington.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, is that the one with? Is that the one where the mom's like, "Oh, hey, there's a measles outbreak." It was like viral because she posted on an anti-vax group. There's a measles outbreak. Does anyone have any suggestions of what I can do to prevent my kid from getting the measles?
Vaccinate your fucking kids.
That boat sailed.
Yeah, I'm
was
not.
kinda funny.
How many? I can't remember how many cases they had, but it was not a good situation, and quite a few, even like some rabid anti-vax doctors were saying, "Hey,
Anti-vax doctors?
yeah,
No, there aren't.
Yes, there are.
Real
Of course
ones?
There are. There has
Yes.
to be. There's
Sorry.
anti-vax
Continue.
nurses all over the
but
place, too.
even some of them like were saying, okay, well maybe in this case you guys should vaccinate your kids."
Yeah. Oh wait, there's a reason to. Oh.
Yeah,
Wasn't there a teenager? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if he got vaccinated for measles in particular, but his this is in the news recently. His mother is anti-vax, and he's a teenager. He turned 18, and he went against her wishes and got vaccinated
For everything.
for everything. Okay,
For
yeah.
everything.
So it was just like somebody on my Facebook feed posted a meme like, in the 90s, like teenagers were sneaking like alcohol, and in the 2000s, teenagers were sneaking pot. And now in modern day, teenagers are sneaking vaccines.
yeah, that's right.
There was another one, another meme where like where they show like the cassette tape and like the pencil, and they go only 80s kids will understand.
And I understand.
There was another one with like a vaccine, and it said only 90s kids or only 2000s kids will understand, or something like that.
There's
Jesus Christ.
there's a group of memes going through Reddit, and it's anti-vaxxer kid. Hey, when I grow up, and then it's, oh, hold up there, bucko.
It's sad.
Mom, what's something you did that I'll never be able to do? Grow up.
Yeah.
Well, at least if the kids die, though, at least they don't have autism.
Yeah.
'Cause that's way worse.
Yeah, somehow that's worse, right?
Because that causes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I could have had a normal kid, but I said, you know what? I want an autistic kid, so I got him vaccinated.
That was smart, Dave. I mean,
Well
that's
done.
Well, good move.
Milking it.
Good
Milking
move.
yeah.
If that's what you wanted, and that's
Yeah.
how you do it, right?
Yeah.
I vaccinated my kid, and little shit didn't even get autism.
Well, did you ask for the extra autism?
No.
You need to get double.
Like on the
ask.
side.
Yeah, you got to ask for it.
Fuck me.
It's a secret one. It's not on the menu.
It's on the secret menu.
Yeah.
You got ADHD. Was that a little helping of that? Like was that
Maybe,
something?
maybe.
I have a new baby, so I'll see if I can give her the autism.
Yeah, definitely
So
try, right?
smart.
I'll try.
She's just about due her for her first round.
She had her first one, so
Oh, you're there.
I'm
going.
1/10 there or something now.
Just a few more years.
Do we need like a hashtag sarcasm bumper or something?
No, that's just always us. If we're ever being serious, we should be like hashtag serious.
It's all about that sweet disability tax credit.
so good? The benefits are amazing.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yes.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Just vaccinate your fucking kids.
Please.
Dead baby only pays you out death benefits, and it only happens
So
once,
stupid.
right? Not worth it.
Yeah. You
Stupid.
can't get them every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that one just went dark.
Wait, what? Oh,
Okay. It's too far.
Come on, Cory. Is this your first podcast?
Oh, instead of working, I should just adopt all the kids with all the autisms. I think get all the disability.
Stop selling all the cars.
Yeah, because being a foster parent is
Winter
super
tires.
cushy.
Yeah, right,
cushy.
eh?
All that child tax.
You're sitting here drinking your coffee and doing your crotcheting.
Crotcheting.
But you got it pretty easy.
Yeah,
It's hot chocolate, damn it.
because I foster all the kids. Yeah.
Doesn't look
Yeah.
like you're fostering anything right now.
All right.
They're at home
Moving on.
painting a room, doing the dishes.
Go into a lighter topic.
Train wreck.
Yeah. Lighter topic.
Abort!
This is getting fun.
The U.S. Supreme Court blocked a strict Louisiana abortion.
Oh, I listened to the daily podcast on this so that I could say things about it instead of reading articles because that's long.
I think that's like where it's
Instead,
hard.
I had a shower and put on a podcast.
Yeah,
And listened
much
while I
easier.
shampooed.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I do that.
I do
Anyways.
the same thing.
So essentially, the law was supposed to restricting access so much that there would ultimately be one clinic with one doctor.
Where was it?
in
In Louisiana, yeah. Yeah. So basically this law came up and then they got the state or the state court to delay it until it could at least be reviewed, and then now it's gone to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And the surprising thing though is that Chief Justice Roberts typically votes conservative.
Right.
So there's basically 5 conservative judges and only 4 liberals. So it really shouldn't have passed. According to the Daily podcast, like this ruling actually came in like kind of late, later than they expected, and they think what they were speculating was that Justice Roberts is so as the Chief Justice, he has to safeguard the integrity of the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court only works if people believe in it, right? If people are, well, they're just partisan, they're just a pawn, and it doesn't mean anything. Supreme Court only works because everyone agrees it should have power, and we should do it, or the Americans should do what it says. Yeah. So he was concerned about making the Supreme Court look too partisan, and went. Yeah, but went with allowing or disallowing the law so that there's like 3 abortion doctors in Louisiana. It's great, but
that's right.
It's not like it's a big state. But but they did warn that Justice Roberts has voted on anti-abortion, like for anti-abortion, in the past, and will likely in the future. He just may be looking to safeguard the institution of the Supreme Court more, and then doing this more gradually than more suddenly. So
a show
it's a victory, but not maybe that important.
Yeah, that's right. Like a show I listened to, Opening Arguments. They kind of did a little bit of a deep dive on it, and they kind of said, "Don't get too excited about this. This is kind of it's a good thing that this was stayed."
This is just kind of a pump the brakes situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but nothing. I mean, it's good, but it's not as good as it should be. Yeah, and like you say, like they have still have some pretty restrictive abortion rules in Louisiana, so there isn't a ton of clinics anyway. Yeah. There's not really
There's
easy
only 3
access
in the entire state, wasn't it?
Did anyone read that? It was all over my Facebook feed, and Brainstorm posted it. The Huffington Post article about the woman who said she'd wish she'd had a quote late term abortion, and of course we know from Jen Gunter's blog that late term abortion isn't really a thing, but that's what they called it in this. Anyway, so this woman, she's now in her 30s, but when she was 17, she was raped, and then she was kind of in denial about the whole thing, and 8 months later, she realized she was pregnant. Did an ultrasound. The baby was severely malformed and not developing properly, and would never live very long if it was born. And she looked into and wanted to have an abortion at that point, but the laws in Alabama were such that she couldn't.
Right.
And it was too prohibitive to go to another state to do it. So she ended up having the baby, and the baby lived to be like just over a year old, and she and her family cared for it, and it died, and it was just terrible. The baby suffered a lot, and she obviously suffered a lot, and she was re-traumatized after her rape a lot. Anyway, it's beautiful. You should read it. Everyone should read it. It's a really great article. Go to the Brainstorm discussion group page and you can check it out.
Yeah, our Facebook page has been a little busier lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted that. Actually, Stephanie read it and sent it to me, and I was like reading it, and okay, I gotta post this.
Yeah.
This is
I posted at the same time as you, Marianne. My friend and friend of the show.
Your clone.
I'm going to add something.
She's
to the
not my
modern-
clone. I'm not
No,
smart.
Cory's
events.
clone.
What's that?
Cory.
I want to add something to the current events really quick.
Sure.
Take like
No.
30 seconds.
No.
So, ex-Dr. Philip Nietzsche, he's Australian. He's a euthanasia expert that just unveiled his suicide machine at an Amsterdam funeral fair. And it's 3D printable.
Interesting.
So there's a whole bunch. He's the first person ever to actually be legally allowed to administer assisted suicide.
Is a funeral fair the place to put that? Like, it seems like it should be a medical or palliative care conference or something. Anyways.
That's what it is.
Is there a fair?
Oh, you just said
wheel?
funeral fair.
It is.
I'm
But for caskets and stuff like that.
Can I play
I know, but I'm-
whack-a-mole at the funeral fair?
Maybe. Whack of something.
Sorry, I'm
Guess
saying it
you're
should be at a
talking of
medical
death.
conference for palliative care for people dying, not people who are dead.
Yeah. Anyway, so this thing is a suicide machine called the Sarco. And it's designed to provide people with a death when they wish to die without pain. And it looks pretty cool, but it's all 3D printable, and there's huge law stuff, legal stuff going on with it right now.
Suicide booth.
Well, and what if like the files
Kinda
to
like
make
a kissing
this?
booth, but a little bit different.
Oh, it looks small. It's not a booth.
But what if like the files to make this got like publicly out there, and people who are suicidal for depression reason or got a hold of? I mean, that sort of. I mean, I guess people can already kill themselves, but sort of.
Yeah.
That's what seems like a. Anyways.
Well, I think that's kind of where we're headed in a way, because suicide has been looked upon as a cop out for a lot of people, and it's not socially like mental illness is a thing, and I don't know. I think it's going to become more commonplace.
Yeah.
Do you think
For-
suicide for, like, say, depression is? Do you think that's a good thing? I think we should like just accept people want. It got dark really fast.
I mean, because I think that.
I've never thought of that. I've never even. I'm asked because I've never even occurred to me.
I think the assisted suicide is a thing, and I think mental illness comes into play in that realm of assisted suicide, and I think
Because mental illness is suffering.
yes, if you have extreme
Not
mental
always.
illness, not always.
Well, yes, but
I mean,
mental
depression is-
mental
there's so
illness
many different-
can cause suffering.
Right.
Yeah, there are so many different
Real
types of
suffering.
mental illness. Right?
Okay, but real suffering, it can cause real suffering.
Sure.
What I was trying to say, not that all mental illness is suffering, but that like if you're suffering because of pain in your back, that's not lesser or more than pain you're suffering due to mental illness. That's what I was trying to say.
Just leave it as pain and suffering. It doesn't matter if it's mental or physical.
Yeah, I
There's no
agree.
difference.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's something I wish society would just give up. There is no difference between mental and physical pain.
Well, it's all mental pain.
It's all pain.
It all happens neurologically.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I think it's going to become more commonplace, and the more I think in the Western world, something that I've pondered recently, not dying myself, but just the way that Western civilization looks at death and the way that we distance ourselves from it so much, the way that all the death rituals that happen here as opposed to how they happen in Europe and the East, it's a completely different practice here. And I think that's why there's such a stigma against suicide. Not that it should be socially acceptable to just kill yourself, but I think just accept that, okay, some people do that. I don't think that it'll necessarily increase, but I would much rather have somebody, if that's something that they've agonized over and if that's something that they want to do, and I've said, no, you know what, you have potential to be awesome and you should maybe continue to live for a while. I can't stop people from choosing to kill themselves, but I'd rather create a safe space in which they can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than
With
having
dignity
them
that isn't dangerous for other people.
exactly like jumping off a bridge or
Like a safe injection site for suicidal people.
Or something, that can reduce the trauma to a family member that might happen to discover them, or
well, and that's the
there's a
other
number
thing
of-
too.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Wow, that's a really good point.
Or with the stigma being so bad that the only way you can think of getting out is death by cop, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
there's so many different...
Which is traumatic to the cop and which isn't. Which
Sure,
is
and to
dangerous
everybody else,
the
and
public,
to society.
Yeah, I know. And the argument that's always made is that people think that if we make it more accessible and easier, then people encourage people to do it. And it's just kind of like, I don't feel like that's true.
Backwards.
I think, like I don't sit there and think about killing myself every day. And if it was legal, I'm not going to go, oh, well, now I can. I should do it. Like, you know,
Right.
I feel like that's not just something that happens to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's,
But Dave, you only started smoking weed once it became legal.
that is right.
That's an example.
That's the only time I smoked it.
Right.
was it.
So keeping things illegal keeps us all from even wanting to do it.
That's right.
But
And all of a
Dave
sudden,
with
now
me.
that it's legal, people understand. Oh, now I can't do it and drive.
Yeah.
Now that it's legal.
Yes. Right.
Oh, now. Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
SGI.
Wasn't
Thanks for the I had no idea I couldn't smoke weed and
I didn't
then
realize
drive.
that.
The thing is, you make it legal and you make it accessible and not stigmatized. And the people that are considering it, well, it might actually say, hey, you know what? Since this is available, maybe I can look at other things that might help me because there is an out.
Or
Right.
maybe if you make it legally available, you also make people aware of resources, like
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
can maybe
that's
convince
exactly
you
it,
that,
yeah.
that this is not the path. You maybe can be happy again.
Yeah.
Hey, look, worst case scenario, you can do this, but let's look at these things
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
Well, and that's an important distinction to make.
these suicide services can also come with counseling if you want or whatever.
Like, because if somebody's
Support
in
services.
like has a physical illness, like terminal cancer or something, whatever, and MS, whatever they decide they want to do, they want to do assisted suicide. They have to go through a process. Like they don't just show up and then 5 minutes later it's done. Like it's a process. So it could be a process. I've never thought of this before. I'm just thinking aloud. Like it's never occurred to me that would be.
Well, this 3D printable pod, the way that it's set up right now is you put in your request, and then you get the next 24 hours later, you would get a link, and that link is only valid for 24 hours to download
Okay.
the directions.
So almost like removing the whim type of idea.
Well, and you have to physically build the thing.
Right.
So
You can print out the parts, but
like
you gotta put them
IKEA, like
together.
is it involve an
that's what I
Allen
was
key?
thinking. I'm like,
By the end
this
of
is
that
too
shit, you
dark
definitely
go
want to
with
kill
that
yourself.
joke,
Like,
You better not be in a fucking crib or
well, by the time you build
And
your
bookshelf.
jorks, 'cause,
Coffee
you are
table.
ready to kill yourself, right? You are. It's
or your
you've been
relationship's
primed.
over. Or
Yes,
both.
that too.
do I
Yeah.
build a bookshelf or the death machine?
yeah. Depends.
Definitely
Which
the death
Allen
machine.
key do I have?
I tried to build a bookshelf and I got the death machine.
I think I clicked on the wrong
What
one.
happens if you ship the wrong thing? All right, just follow the instructions. Okay, I'm going to lay
Just don't
down.
put it through the Amazon
And then I push the
warehouses.
button.
I just realized the smarts of using my dad's assembled all my IKEA furniture. That's smart because he can't really get rid of me. Like that relationship can't.
That's right.
That was smart.
Because blood is thicker than
Yeah, he no matter how much
intravenous
the Allen
drugs.
keys.
Yeah.
I just assembled some IKEA furniture. It was pretty easy, actually.
Shut up, Dave.
I like doing it.
Actually, I
by
love doing it too.
myself.
It's like a Lego, right? It's like a challenge. I fucking
I
love
just
it.
like
Fun.
buying furniture that,
I don't.
is already furniture.
No, I fucking like
that's-
assembling
yeah.
it like a lot.
Great. Now I'm flashing the
IKEA.
Futurama.
It's like buying a car.
Thanks, IKEA bot.
It's adult Lego. It's so fun.
Bought.
I don't understand.
And trying to discern the instructions.
when I
it's-
buy a
it's
car, I'm
awesome.
not going to go, I'd like this car, but I'd like to build it myself. No. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I
as
want.
long as-
Put that in my
but if a
house.
car-
Put the instructions in really
you
hard to
can-
decipher.
like hieroglyphics. But if the car was a third of the price and not a safety hazard, then yes, I would. Like just like that's
you
like
can order houses that you build in your own.
That's true.
like
You
Will's
I would
bed.
like to do that,
Will's bed was
actually.
$99. $99.
So is Loki's.
Shut up.
99.
I got to paint it
And
myself.
it's a captain's bed with the drawers underneath it.
Will's is very simple.
Free.
All right.
I just
So
buy
one more
used.
story before.
So we went from death machines to IKEA.
Before we,
but
yeah.
we're still talking about death. So
IKEA's
the
gonna
Mars
sell death
Rover
machines.
opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in
Died.
peace.
Who? What?
Mars Rover died.
Yeah.
Oh,
Opportunity.
Yeah. It was supposed to last for 45 days originally. And lasted
90
for like
days.
17 years or something.
Yeah, 14
Yeah,
years.
like I forgot how old it was. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's been there for a long time.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Old enough for a priest to get interested.
and it
Okay.
They're only interested at a younger age. 17's way too old.
You just learned that at seminary, didn't you?
Yeah. I took the advanced course.
Okay. Okay.
I thought of another joke, but I think it's actually too bad.
Show.
okay, yeah.
It's like, hey, I can actually make it. Fuck. How do we get him to not come to this shit?
Told you, Dave, not to hook up his mic.
Well, I
Thought I had
hummed and hawed.
arranged this with Jen that she wouldn't let you come. But yeah, no,
We're glad
it
you're
was
back,
it was quite
Destin.
sad
It's
that
okay. We love
a
you.
lot of people were very sad about the opportunity.
I wasn't, because it was only supposed to last a couple months, and it lasted for fucking forever.
It was a good run.
Yeah. You throw me on Mars, I last 17 years? Don't be sad. That'd be pretty impressive.
All right.
Well, you just grow
Deal.
potatoes using your own poop, like
Like Matt Damon.
So it's got to science the shit out of it.
What happens to it now? Does it just sit there and it's just junk?
Yep.
So we're just like we like officially started polluting another planet.
Correct.
We did that a long time ago.
Like,
We've been doing
The
that for a
moon,
while.
same thing.
well, the moon's not a planet. That's a
No, but we've crashed different satellites and different.
That's true. That's true.
Huygens.
things
To be fair,
and there's
though,
a whole
anything that
shit
crashed
ton
into
of
Venus
space junk
didn't
just
last very
spinning in
long.
orbit.
No, it's now at the very center, and it's really, really small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, if we ever get to
Cory's
Mars,
crying.
we can probably
Yeah.
find the rover and repair it, though, right? And use it again.
We could, or
Yeah.
bring it back and
Yeah.
It's like an archaeological
Yeah,
monument.
that's right.
It is. Yeah.
well, we just need to launch enough S convertibles to get to Mars.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
with
totally
spacesuits inside,
Yeah.
that's a useful thing.
ground control.
That
to
somebody spent money
Major
on.
Tom.
What are we talking
See, I
about?
can't believe they didn't split it with Monster and just put the Monster logo on the back.
Well, of course. Why not?
Because they totally would have been all about that.
Well, there
Some
should have
kind
been
of
tons of branding on there.
vape brand.
Yeah.
Some
Should have been
Super
all-
Dave Osborne suit on the for the astronaut.
Super Dave.
And that's where we'll end the brainstorm rec table.
With Super Dave.
I'll post all the relevant links in the show notes.
Mostly Super Dave.
For patrons and live listeners, we'll be back after this break. For regular feed subscribers, thanks for joining us. Remember to check out next week's episode and stay tuned for an ad for one of our favorite podcasts and the outro.
All right.
If you like what we're doing and want to help us keep the lights on, go become a patron at patreon.com/brainstorm podcast. You can hear the bonus half hour that we record every episode and get a shout out when you support the show. Become a patron for just $1 an episode at patreon.com/brainstorm podcast. Or you can support the show by ordering a t-shirt, mug or other gear from our store at caffeepress.ca/brainstorm podcast gear. If you can't afford to become a patron or buy gear, then why not write a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Every rating makes it easier for people to find us. Thanks for your support.
Listen to the Sacrilege Cast podcast, YouTube video, interview program that features me talking to some of the best and brightest in the atheist/secular/awesome community. I interview people. We curse and usually drink beer because why not? It's the Sacrilege Cast, ZACHRILEGE, and I can spell it after 2 beers, so you can too.
All right. Feedback. We got an email from Daniel Duncan, a.k.a. Mr. Bible Pants, after the James Fell episode. He said, I enjoyed much of the conversation with Mr. Fell, and it confirmed my biases. I gained 20 pounds in 2017, putting me at my heaviest ever. It slapped me in the face, and I ended 2018 at my lightest as an adult, having lost 100 pounds.
Wow, good for you, bud.
Congratulations.
The consistency was definitely the key, and it was important that I had a weekly support group to challenge me and keep me motivated. I'm glad someone of his background is championing social justice. But really, Aquaman, I am disappointed.
No, Joe, that movie was so terrible.
No.
I was expecting that from Dave.
No.
I don't like movies with good writing.
And that movie wasn't about writing. Get out of here.
No, it was fucking mermaids on ice.
No, it was like space battles underwater. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was Jason Momoa.
It was so good.
It's so fun.
Torso and all.
Fun and shameless.
That's an action movie. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Exactly.
2 nipples.
Anyways.
Modulate your expectations.
Nipples.
All right.
The back and shoulders.
She's going to tell you to fuck off again. Be careful.
But you
That's
know
right.
what? I will say he took a couple notches he fell a couple notches because he was all, Coulter Wall, super cool.
Yeah. That's
like,
right.
I can't do it. I'm sorry,
That was weird.
Jason.
That was really weird.
Like,
Anyway, sorry. We derailed the feedback.
sorry, we
but-
totally derailed the feedback.
No, that's fine. Friend of the show and patron, Aaron Young, was our book recipient after the James Fell episode. So
Yay.
congratulations, Aaron, and
Aaron.
hopefully you
Your
enjoy that.
book.
Good job.
I want to hear
How many
what you
spiders
think.
this year, Aaron?
Spider.
Yeah.
What?
Where he is, he encounters
Oh, yeah.
black widows fairly often.
Ugh.
Okay, we have no new reviews, but if you give us a rating and write a review, then we'll read it on the air and when we do our monthly live show.
And I won't insult you.
Don't trust that.
Unless
one
you
bit.
ask me to.
I wouldn't guarantee that even if I knew you were coming.
Just call Dave. Hold your phone up to the mic, Dave.
All right, we lost another patron this month, which puts us down to 16, which is still pretty good.
Who did we lose?
Somebody who could no longer afford to support the show.
Thanks, Trump.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the support.
We
that they
appreciate the
did give.
support. That's right.
Fuck. If we just build a pipeline.
That's right. If we just build a pipeline.
Hey, Cory, I just want to say something. I lost my credit card and then I had to get a new credit card, but I remembered to update my information on Patreon
Well,
for
crap.
you. So because I know you won't fucking tell me if my thing bounces for like 3 months.
I totally didn't, so maybe he's talking about me. I lost my debit card and it's
Yeah, he would have fucking told you, dude. He would have told you to pay the fuck up.
Yeah.
Come on,
I'll
man.
fix it tonight.
All right. We are still a long way from our goal of $100 a month to bring the show to you on video. And we still need 4 patrons before I stop reading off all the names at the end of the show. I want to thank our top patrons. I want to thank all our patrons, but special thanks to our top patrons. Aaron, Daryl, Destin doesn't suck that much. Lisa.
Shut up! Nobody knew!
And the Flying Spaghetti Monster, sauce be upon him. And Rob.
Well, who's this? Are you going to out the spaghetti monster too? I feel offended.
It is me
Dan.
that dropped.
Fuck Dan.
It's Dan.
Of course it's Dan. Huh?
It is me that dropped. He didn't name me.
Maybe you're not a top patron.
You're positively skeptical. You're in the second part.
Oh, okay.
Donate
All right.
more
I don't
and then
see
you
as
get a
much value in
higher.
the show,
Yeah.
Plug your stuff.
I only give like $6. I don't even,
That's like $1 more than I give. What's your max? for
no, what
the
do I
month?
give?
I don't even know. It's not. I don't have it written in front of
It's
me.
not that much.
I think mine's 5 with a max of 25 for the month.
I don't remember what my max is.
Because then remember when they changed the rules for
Yeah, I
Patreon
remember.
and Cory started just flooding it with shit every 3 days?
I still only ever charged once a week.
I'm kidding.
So, plug your stuff. Anybody got things to plug? Dave, you got things?
I got things in the works. I will have, probably by the time this next podcast happens, my new music project will have a song out. So
Cool.
I'll probably ask you to play it.
Definitely.
Hey, I like.
What kind of music?
Oh, sorry.
It's kind of like, God, it's hard to describe. It's darker. It's like electronic, but it's kind of. I'm trying to borrow a lot from like modern beat making because there's a whole new genre of music right now that's like kind of like borrowing guitar riffs from the 90s and 2000s and turning them into like kind of hip hoppy, dark sounding things. So it's really tough to say what it is. I'll be honest with you. I'm just like, it's kind of like rock, but it's not.
So
I'm
like
looking forward to it.
non-vocal electronica?
Well, there's vocals. No, I have
Okay.
female vocalists. Yeah, but.
I wrote a new quality assurance procedure at work, and so any medical physicist listening to this, like we have a new quality assurance procedure.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, for
Good
our
work.
6 Degree Freedom coach. You're
Awesome.
welcome, everyone.
Sounds amazing.
I know, it was amazing.
I just want everybody to go check our YouTube channel and subscribe and hit the thumbs up button because we're getting a lot of thumbs downs.
Well, post the things so we can. I forget.
Hey,
just post them.
Being jerks.
The MRAs
They don't
are
like
all
it.
over there.
They don't like it when we talk about, well,
Trump.
But post,
anything,
because if
pretty
I
much.
don't do it unless you post them, and then I'll go through and put thumbs up on
All right.
everything.
I will
you guys
post
do
it more often.
Do it all, but I like the mean comments. They're funny, and then you read them, and it's like, why does that girl talk so much? I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. She says all the words. I know.
yeah.
Sorry.
Where's that really cool funny guy? He's been gone for a while.
Nobody ever said that.
Yes, I did. I mean,
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Also, subscribe to the show through Apple Podcasts or with our RSS feed in your favorite podcast app. And I wanted to apologize for not keeping up with the newsletter. It's a fucking extra thing to do, and I have enough extra things to do.
Well, I get my news now.
You'll have to subscribe to something else.
Breitbart, just like the rest of us.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. See what you did, Cory?
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's hit that outro music.
Yeah, let's.
For all the things, you can check out the show notes on our website, brainstormblog.net, and our hosting page, thebrainstormpodcast.com. Thanks to our financial supporters, Driffa, Kayla, Kim, Stephanie, Zach, the Utah Outcasts, Aaron, Daryl, Bob Glenn, Destin Doesn't Suck That Much, Magnus, several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave, Positively Skeptical, Rob, the Podunk Polymath, the Flying Spaghetti Monster, Sauce Be Upon Him, Freethinker 215, and Larry. When we hit 20 patrons, I will stop reading off all of them and just read the skeptic level and above. If you want to join them and help the show grow, then you can do that at patreon.com/brainstormpodcast. Or you can do a one-time donation at paypal.me/brainstormpodcast or buy our stuff at tpublic.com/store/brainstorm-podcast-gear. Our next live show is on March 15th, and our guest will be Jonathan Maloney from intelligentspeculation.com, which is a website dedicated to critical thinking. I want to give a big thanks to Dr. Nicole Salazar for joining us for the Skeptic Studio portion. You can find more of her stuff at, what was it? Moveboldly.ly?
It was movebold.ly.
Movebold.ly.
So altogether, move
my hard
boldly
drive's
with a
dying.
dot
Right.
for the ly.
My hard drive's just dying here.
That's all right. Thanks, Dave, for our intro music. Thanks to Aaron Rabbi from Embrace the Void for doing the voiceover for our intro. You can find his stuff at voidpod.com. Thanks to Alex Kepper-Murdoch for doing the voiceover for our ads. And thanks to Jason Camo for our outro music, which I'll insert later.
Yeah,
You can find his stuff at aloststateofmind.com. All music played is either with permission or under the SOCAN license to play. For more information on SOCAN, you can check out the music license info page on our website, brainstormblog.net. Make sure to tune in to brainstormafterhours.com for the bonus content before it goes patron only. Remember to give us a rating, a thumbs up, or a fave on your podcatcher of choice. Join our Facebook group, like our page, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our subreddit. Share the show and spread the word. The more you share, comment, and like our stuff, the more it helps the show grow. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. Thanks, Dave, for the studio space. And thanks for listening. Remember, the truth matters.
The outro's done. We'll just do a disclaimer.
This is an opinion-based podcast. Each person on the podcast is responsible for their own opinions, and those opinions don't necessarily reflect the views of the rest of the panel, any guests, or anyone associated with the people on the podcast, such as spouses, partners, children, other family members, friends, or employers. No one person speaks for the podcast with the possible exception of Cory, and he doesn't speak for anyone else on the show. The Brainstorm podcast does not represent the views of our sponsors.